Hi there, my name is Peter van Wijk. I'm a therapist. This is my channel. Welcome. If I have not gotten lost in count, this is the fourth video dedicated to the series of Therapy My Life in 3 Boxes. And as it is the fourth video, this one is dedicated to the third box, which I know makes very little sense unless you have been following the whole thing, in which case you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's remember, for now I'm calling this Therapy My Life in 3 Boxes. Truth be said, up to this moment, more than therapy, we're talking about a structured self-inventory, even up to a certain point, a structured self-analysis. We're not really getting to the therapy part yet, but give it time and we'll get there. It'll all happen. Do not worry. So, let's get into the third box. No, let's not get into the third box. The third box is the one we least want to be in. Our own third box, and please, nobody else's third box either. The third box, if we remember, is the box of those things that make us feel bad. It's the box of those things that really do not make us feel good. They make us feel bad. They do not help us progress in life. On the contrary, they hold us back. The third box is the box where the things go. Well, for example, the things that we pay far too much for. And I'm not talking money. I'm talking time. I'm talking emotions. I'm talking energy. The third box, let's remember just in case, the first box, easy, it's the box of the things that make us feel good and help us progress. The second box, tricky one, is the box of the things that don't really matter. They do not help, they do not disturb, they do not cost, they do not give any benefit. They're just there, which would make it a wonderful comfort zone to be very, very bored in. The third box, the things that are not good for us, the things that make us feel bad, the things that do not allow us to progress. Now, I think it is very important to realize that we all have things in our lives, sometimes we have a lot of things in our lives, that really don't make us feel good. And again, as I have talked about in previous videos, talking about the other 2 boxes, it is not necessarily true that what goes in the third box are entire people or entire populations or entire enterprises or anything like that. No. Normally we have to deconstruct. And again, I insist on this. We have to deconstruct. It is perfectly normal. For example, let's use a very not very nice, but maybe more common example than one would like. Let's imagine that I have a wonderful son, which is easy to imagine because I actually do have a wonderful son. Let's imagine I have a wonderful son with whom I've had a terrible falling out. Fortunately, that is not true, but we can still imagine it if we want to. And right now we want to. So let's imagine I have a wonderful son. I've had a terrible falling out with him. We're not speaking to each other. We have not spoken to each other for years. And that really is a burden. Now, does this mean that my son goes in the third box, that my son is who makes me feel bad? No. My son, at this point, imaginary son, at this point probably goes into the middle box. What goes into the third box is this conflict, this situation, this what has happened between the 2 of us that really makes me feel bad, which I drag on. This morning, in therapy, there was a very clear example of third box, an apartment. Who would not want to own an apartment on the Spanish Mediterranean coast? Well, This person does. Owns an apartment on, not literally, but almost on the Spanish Mediterranean coast. Pretty nice apartment, as it seems. But he rented it out to a shady person. This shady person is renting it out again to even more shady persons, or nobody knows exactly to who it's being rented out. Nobody really knows what's going on. The owner has no keys left of this apartment because all the keys are in the hands of this shady person who happens to be renting it, but doesn't pay for it. And also, he didn't really sign the contract. So there's no legal basis. It's a situation that keeps this man awake at night. Not all nights, fortunately. And there we go. The apartment doesn't go into the third box. It's the situation around the apartment. And it is what is not helping this person live. It's what's not helping this person enjoy life. It weighs, it's a burden. The same way as this burden is weighing down this person, we all have a lot of things that are weighing us down. People we don't get along with. I mean, there are people, of course, mothers-in-law. Not always. But there are people who just can be shoved into the third box. But normally, it's more situations. It's more the relationship we have with other people or places. Work, for example. I mean, I have to go to work because I have to pay the bills and I'm happy I have a job and I need the money, but it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of time, it's not very satisfying, and I'm not really getting paid much. Well, in that case, I think your job just about goes into the third box. Your job is a problem. And it should be addressed as such. Now, the example of the job takes us to the equation we can use to know if we need to put something in the third box or not. It does not work out. From a mathematical point of view, it doesn't work out. For this imaginary job, because I love my job, but for this imaginary job, it's clear. It doesn't pan out. It doesn't work out. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time. It's no satisfaction and it's very little money. There is no balance here. This is a very, very bad way of wasting time in this imaginary job. Okay? So that is the point. It makes me feel bad. And I don't get anything in return. It just doesn't work out. It doesn't balance out. So it goes into the third box. The same thing can go for anything. And that is, once again, my invitation to you all. Let's see what is in our lives. The people are most important always, but also activities, also tangible things. Our house. Or this guy's apartment. Plans, projects. Let's try and realize how they make us feel. Let's try and realize the cost and the benefit. If the cost is higher than the benefit, it probably goes into the third box. If the cost is higher than the benefit, and on top of all that, it makes us feel bad, it worries us, it keeps us awake, it gives us headache, stomach ache, backache, neck ache, any other kind of ache, please, third box. We'll see what we are going to do with all these things, but let's first, as said, do the inventory work. See what goes in what box. Anything that doesn't make us feel good goes into the third box. Right now, let's be very up to date. Coronavirus. Man, I mean coronavirus, COVID-19. This, by the way, this video was shot in October 2020, just in case this is seen in many years' time and you don't know what coronavirus is and you don't know what COVID-19 is, which would be a very happy thing. For now, COVID-19 and everything that happens around it most probably goes into the third box. And that's okay. If it makes us feel bad, third box. The president of our country, the government, third box. Unless, of course, you voted for them, in which case, probably have to put them somewhere else. But anyways, seriously, I get carried away sometimes, and the third box is a very important thing. The third box is where everything that takes away the joy of life goes. I can have, before talking about headaches, stomach aches and all that, I can have, bad foot that hurts when I walk, and I like walking. So my foot doesn't go into the third box. The pain does. And we'll see what we'll do with that. But for now, it goes into the third box. I hope this is clear. It's important, really, seriously. In the next video, we will have a look at what to do once our life has been divided amongst those three boxes. Very important, and I cannot emphasize this enough. It is about the way it makes us feel. It is about the way it balances out. If there's more benefit than cost, it probably goes in the first box, the good one. If it balances out, it costs about the same as the benefit it gives me, and it doesn't really thrill me, and it doesn't really convince me, but hey, there it is, middle box. If the cost is higher than the benefit, what are we doing? Bad investment goes into the third box. In our next video, we'll see what we are going to do with those boxes to try and make our lives a little better, which is, after all, what we want. See you in the next video when a structured inventory, when a structured self-analysis begins to look like therapy. See you in the next video. Take care.